My name's Cheryl Alden. I'm a physical therapist, Pilates instructor, and owner of Symmetry Pilates Center in Bedford, New Hampshire. And today, I'm going to be doing a Pilates-inspired workout for swimmers on the Vasa Trainer. So what we're going to need are the ankle cuffs, as well as the handles. And on my Vasa Trainer, I have got the extra long bench seat. So there's a couple things that I'd like you to think about as we're doing the exercises. I always want you to think about reaching long and lengthening. A lot of times when we do exercises that become challenging, we tend to make ourselves smaller, pull in a little bit. But I always want you to think about keeping the chest open, really reaching the arms and legs long while maintaining good core stability. So before we get on the Vasa Trainer, we are going to be doing a mat warm-up. Now it's time to get on the Vasa Trainer. So we're going to start with hip rolls to continue with our spinal warm-up. We're going to grab the handles and lay on our backs. Feet are on the edge, laying down. Your whole head doesn't have to touch. You can kind of just rest part of it on there to accommodate more lengths. All right, arms are going to be long overhead and our spine starts neutral. It's an inhale. As you exhale, imprint your spine. So lengthen the low back towards the mat. Pull into the resistance as you roll your spine off the mat. And then roll back down top to bottom, reaching the arms back overhead. Exhale, imprint your spine. Use your abdominals, engage your glutes to lift the hips. And then soften through the chest and reach the arms back overhead. Exhale, rolling up. Trying to keep those thighs as parallel to each other as you can. One more time, and then we're going to switch it up. Exhale to roll up. And inhale to come all the way down. So now instead of articulating our spine, we're going to keep it neutral and lift with our hips. So it's an inhale. As you exhale, lift the hips as you press the arms down. Fold at the hips as you come back. Exhale, lift. And inhale, return. One more, and then we're going to add on. Exhale. And inhale. So now we're adding a leg movement. So you're going to exhale, lift, and stay here. As you inhale, bring one leg up. Now, as you exhale, flex that foot, reach the arms overhead as you lower the leg. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. One more time. Inhale. Bend the knee, place it down. You're going to reach the opposite leg up as you breathe in. So exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale. And inhale. One more time. Trying to keep the hips lifted. Shoulder girdles stable. Bend the knee, place it down. Opposite leg comes back up. Flex your foot as you lower the leg. Point and lift. You're trying to keep the hips lifted as you do the arm and leg move. And one more time. And lift. Bend the knee, place it down. Legs back up. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Really working those hip extensors. Thinking about that openness to the front of your body, but stability at the same time. Bend the knee, place it down. Last set. Inhale. Exhale, flex and point. Lower and lift. One more time, flex and point. Pause, bend the knee, place it down. Last time, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Two more. Last time. Good, bend the knee, place it down, and then fold at the hips to come back down. And now from here, we're just gonna bend the elbows. So we're gonna start working triceps. So imprint your spine, okay, get that low back towards the mat, and bring your legs up. So this is considered tabletop. Knees and hips are about 90 degrees. We're just gonna do a tricep press. You're gonna press and bend. So trying to keep the upper arm still as you work just those triceps. Exhale, press and bend. So now from here, lift head, neck, and shoulders up, stay here. Just adding a little bit more intensity to the core. Few more, exhale, press. Keeping that low back towards the mat. One more time. Now we're gonna keep the arms long, reach them out to the side and lower down. So we're just gonna stay down and you're gonna press, more like a 45-degree angle, or thinking about reaching out to 10 and 2 if on a clock if you're looking at noon straight ahead of you. Inhale, and out. So now let's reach our arms out to the side. So inhale, right out to the side, 9 and 3 on that same clock and press. Breathe in. Now let's add a little ab curl. Inhale, lower down, arms reach wide, and exhale, press and lift. Couple more. Keeping the legs nice and still, maintaining that imprint. Last time. Breathing in and exhale. Now circles. So you're going to lower down, stay down, reach your arms up, and then circle them around. We're just going to do 3 in each direction. Inhale and exhale. Now let's reverse it. Around and up. Maintain the openness through your chest and shoulders as you pull down. One more time. And press. Whew. All right, so now we're gonna go into teaser. So arms are gonna be reaching overhead, legs are down for now. We're gonna reach down and roll up. So it's an inhale to start pulling into the resistance, lifting up, and then roll up to a sitting position. And then you're gonna reverse the movement as you roll back down. Inhale to start pulling into the resistance, exhale, roll up, and then inhale and exhale, roll down. So now we're gonna make it a little bit more challenging and lift the legs. So same movement, you're gonna inhale, start lifting up, exhale, roll up, but once you get to your low back imprinted, once that low back's imprinted, you wanna lift the legs up. So now you're gonna roll back, you gotta keep reaching into the resistance, get that low back down, place your feet down, and then release. Again, inhale to start lifting up, roll through the low back, lift the legs, roll back, try to keep the legs lifted as you roll, then place your legs down and finish the movement all the way down. Inhale and exhale. You don't have to extend the legs all the way, right? You can keep them bent, that's just hamstring flexibility. And then roll down and then release. Let's do one more. Inhale to start rolling up and roll up. Lengthen the legs or keep those knees bent. It's up to you. Start rolling down, but keep reaching into the resistance to control the movement as you come all the way down. Okay, so now we're gonna go onto our backs. So now that we just finished up a lot of work on our backs, we're gonna flip over onto our stomachs to work the back extensors. Grabbing hold of your handles, you're just gonna lay on your stomach. So legs are reaching long. Try to keep the abdominals engaged and the legs extended, a little energy in the legs, but not lifted. Just reach them long against the mat and flex towards the floor just a bit. So this is called plow. You're gonna inhale, reach your arms down, and then as you exhale, lift your chest and shoulders as you come up. Inhale and exhale, release back down. Inhale, exhale, open through the chest and shoulders, and then release with control all the way back down. A couple more, reach your arms down, lift out and up. Feel those upper back muscles lifting you. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Breathe in and out, lift, opening through the chest. Inhale and exhale. So now we're gonna add some leg work. So same thing, inhale, exhale, lift up and stay here. And now I want you to extend the legs. So just hold on to the upper body and let's flutter kick. Inhale for 5 through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale for 5 and exhale. So keep reaching into the resistance, trying to keep that Vasa Trainer as still as you can. So you really have to think about that shoulder girdle stability. One more time, breathing in and out. Inhale, stay, reach a little higher if you can. And then you're gonna exhale, everything comes back down. Okay, so now we're gonna be grabbing hold of the ankle cuffs and we're gonna go into a quadruped position. All right, so now we're gonna get onto our hands and knees. I've already got both of my ankle cuffs on and I'm gonna hook one of my legs up to the pulley. So I'm gonna take the pulley that's closest to me, I'm gonna put one, and I'm gonna just hook it on to the ankle cuff. So to get on safely, put both hands on, put the leg that doesn't have the rope attached on first, and then place the other knee on. Think about your shoulder girdle stability, engage through that core and keep your spine nice and long. From here, just drop your leg down, but keep that spine long. The tendency here is to round the back, right? So we want to keep that spine lengthened. Think about getting the hamstring flexibility, but on that stable base of your core. So from here, as you breathe out, just reach that leg long. Fold at the hip as you return. Feel that freedom of hip movement as you move it back and forth while keeping the stability through your spine. A couple more, and then we're gonna add an arm lift. Exhale, reach, and now return and pause. From here, reach your opposite arm long. So again, simulating that swimming prep that we did on all fours on the mat. So you're gonna exhale, reach your arm and leg long, and then bring it back down. Trying to keep that arm stable and constant as you move the leg back and forth. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Place the arm down, bend the knee, and then you can carefully get off the trainer. Take that hook off. We're gonna walk around so I can carefully get on the other side. So again, I'm gonna grab the hook and I'm gonna put it around that ankle cuff. Both hands are gonna be on. The free leg is gonna go on first. Then I'm gonna place the other leg on. Shoulders are stable, my spine is long. I'm gonna bring that leg down. As I breathe out, I'm gonna reach the leg long. Remember, it's not about how high you can get. You wanna keep the spine stable. Bring the leg down towards the ground, get that nice flexibility of the hamstring, and then exhale, press. Inhale, folding at the hip, and then exhale, reaching the leg long. Breathing in and out. Let's do two more. Inhale and exhale, last time, and then we're gonna add that arm lift. So now bring that leg back and pause, think stability, and then reach the arm long. Again, just like that hands and knees exercise we did on the mat, but just making it a little bit more challenging. Exhale and inhale, folding at the hip, reaching long, keeping that core active. Two more, and return, last one. Exhale, and bring it back down. All right, so now place your hand down, carefully step down. All right, from here, we're gonna go on to our stomach. So I'm gonna take this hook off because we need to cross the ropes in order to get onto our stomach. So I am gonna grab both of them and I'm gonna sit on the trainer. So I'm gonna take the rope that's on my right and I'm gonna place it on my left foot. And then I'm gonna sit on the trainer, take the rope that's on the left and place it on my right leg. So now the rope that's on the left is on top. So I'm gonna rotate towards the left to be able to get on to my stomach. So now I'm gonna just push myself down to the edge. So my chest is off because I wanna work those extensors of my upper body. The legs are reaching long and I'm gonna just do hamstring curls. So I will keep my hands on my head, but we can do various arm movements from here. Spine stays nice and stable and you're just gonna exhale, bend the knees, and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and inhale. So you can keep your arms like this, or if you want, reach them overhead into that power V position, getting a little bit more shoulder girdle work. You can reach the arms out to the side if you want to work there, or if you want to decrease intensity, just bring your arms right by your side. One more. Exhale, bend, and inhale. So now from here, we're gonna go into swimming. All right, we're gonna reach the arms long overhead and lift up. Now flutter kick your arms and legs. Inhale for 5. Keep reaching through the fingers and toes. Inhale for a count of 5 through your nose, and exhale. Think about extending the hips a little bit more, and exhale one more time, breathing in, and exhale. Inhale, reach, and then release. So to get yourself off, slide yourself back, carefully turn yourself over, detach one leg so that foot can be down, release, and you can get yourself unhooked. keeping the ankle cuffs on, we're gonna just flip back over onto our backs to get a little bit more core work. Grabbing hold of both of the ropes, taking a seat on the trainer and hooking up both straps. So we're not crossing them this time. Kind of slide your hips right to the front edge of the bench seat so you can roll down. Keep your legs down for now. So I want my spine imprinted, so that low back's towards the mat. We're gonna stay lifted and bring our arms back to that streamlined position. From here, straighten both legs. Keeping that good core engagement. As you exhale, you're gonna just pull both knees in. Pull and lengthen. Exhale and lengthen. Trying to keep that upper body lifted. Trying to keep that low back towards the bench seat. Never getting any tension in that low back. You want to keep it in that core. Last two. Exhale, pull and lengthen. Exhale, pull and allow the hips to open. Just bring your arms around, grab underneath your knees and take a break. From here, we're gonna go into single leg stretch. So we're gonna lift on up again. This time we're just gonna have our hands behind our head. Maintaining that imprinted position, both legs reach long. Now we're just gonna bring one leg in. Exhale, pull one leg in and straighten it out. Exhale and lengthen. Exhale and return. Think about that nice openness to the hip, but keeping that stability through the front of the hip. Pull and lengthen. One more time each side. Exhale. Woo. Now bring both knees in again and lower down. From here, we're gonna add an oblique. So we're gonna do the same leg movement, but just add rotation. So going into obliques. Lifting head, neck, and shoulders up, hands behind your head. Extend both legs. As you breathe out, rotate towards the bent knee and then lengthen. Exhale and lengthen. Rotate. Again, keep the integrity of the front of the hip so you have strength but length. Exhale. We're gonna do one more set. Exhale, rotate and lengthen. Last time, rotate and lengthen. Bring both knees in and then just take a break. Again, to get out carefully, you wanna place your feet down, just roll up. Take one strap. When that foot is detached, place that foot on the ground and then detach the other. All right, now I've taken the ankle cuffs off for now. Okay, after that ab series, we're gonna go back onto our hands and knees, but we're gonna be using the handles this time, not the ankle cuffs. Grabbing one of your handles, coming onto your hands and knees. Hands are towards the front of the seat. Knees are about underneath my hips. So now I'm gonna be not reaching directly down or out to the side, but more at a 45-degree angle with this one. Same concept when we're on our hands and knees. Keep the spine nice and stable. Keep it long and neutral. As you breathe out, you're gonna reach your arm wide into your hip and then inhale to return. Exhale, press it down and inhale, return it along that same path. We're gonna do about 3 more and return, keeping the shoulder nice and stable. Don't let it release up. We always wanna think about the integrity of the shoulder joint. Exhale, press, and bring it forward. So now, just extend the opposite leg long. Keep that leg stable and reaching long as you press your arm back and forth 5 times. Exhale, press, and return. Remember, it's not about speed, but if you increase the speed, the challenge to stability increases as well. Let's do one more. I kind of lost count last time. And release, bring the arm back, drop the knee, and let's just grab the other handle. Same thing, opposite side. Hands and knees, stable spine, arm reaching out to that 45-degree angle. As you breathe out, you're gonna reach the arm wide and return. Don't forget about the stabilizing arm, right? Always think about pressing your body away from that hand to prevent yourself from sinking into that shoulder joint. Couple more and then we're gonna add the leg. All right, take a little pause, extend the opposite leg, try to keep the hips square to the mat, and then exhale, press the arm towards your side and bring it back. Exhale and inhale. Long spine, reaching from the crown of your head all the way out through that toe or toes. Last two. And one more time. And release, bring that leg down. Now we're gonna go into a half kneeling position. So I'm gonna grab both of my straps. I'm gonna have one knee on and then the other foot in front. So now, this is an unstable position just because of the nature of the position. We're gonna go into a plow movement first, so shoulder extension. You're gonna exhale, press both arms down, keeping the spine long, and then release. Exhale, press, and release. Just a few more before we move on to 45 degrees. And last one. So now, I'm gonna just turn my palms in. I'm gonna reach my arms wide. Exhale, and inhale. Again, slow and steady is best, especially when we're in a challenging balance position. Let's do two more. Now, alternating biceps and triceps. So one arm's gonna turn palm up. I'm gonna do my bicep curl as I press the opposite arm down by my side. Release and switch. Inhale and exhale. We usually use the exhale on exertion so we can get the strength from the core engaging through that exhale. One more time each side. Because don't forget, we gotta switch the legs that's in front, right? So again, carefully place your hands down, step down. I'm just gonna go across, place my other knee on, so then I can come into that half kneel position on the other side. Moving back to that plow exercise. Both arms are gonna press straight down and release. Exhale, press. Thinking about opening through the chest and shoulders, feeling the strength in your back, feeling the openness through the chest. One more time. Moving to the 45 degrees. So palms are again turning in, and now reach wide and return. Exhale and inhale. Really think about moving through the shoulders, keeping the elbows lengthened. One more time. Reach and return. Bicep and tricep. So one hand's gonna turn palm up, the other palm down as you press. Think about punching up towards the ceiling with that bicep curl. Press up. So shoulder flexion and bicep curl with that extension. One more time each side. And release. So now again, placing your hands down, carefully stepping down. So now we're gonna go into some seated work for our arms. Starting with internal rotation, you're just gonna take a seat on the bench. So from here, we're already at an angle because the tray has a little bit of an angle towards it. So I want you to think about keeping that spine straight. So we're not gonna be here. You're already gonna be kind of angled a little bit. So we're working that core, especially those obliques on that side for the stability. Keeping the shoulder open, we're just gonna rotate in and out. Exhale, it's very important to always work the rotator cuff for shoulder health. Couple more. Keeping the wrists long. So now from here, I'm gonna just place it in my other hand for external rotation. Again, keeping the wrists long, thinking about pivoting right at the shoulder joint. A little space between your body and your arm. Couple more. Last one. From here, we're gonna go into a spine twist. So thinking about that upper back movement. Interlacing your hands on the one handle and start rotated towards the pulley. Hands are gonna stay in front of your chest and you're gonna rotate around and then inhale, return. Keeping the hips quiet and just rotating at that upper back. Exhale and inhale. Couple more. And last one. From here, we're gonna do it in a teaser position. So you're gonna slide forward of the bench sheet. Think about rolling off your sit bones so your low back is rounded, chest is lifted, and you're gonna bring your legs up. Now trying to keep your legs quiet, same thing. You're gonna rotate at your torso but just in more of this balanced position. Keeping your hands in front of your sternum as you rotate, trying to keep your legs quiet as you feel the rotation through your upper back. Couple more. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, return. Exhale, and inhale. Placing the legs down, and we're gonna turn around. So I'm just gonna walk around the other side here. Grabbing the opposite handle, again, starting with internal rotation. So a little space between my body and my arm. My spine is long, evenness, rib and hip on both sides. I'm just gonna rotate in and out. Think about maintaining the openness to the front of the shoulder as you pivot at that shoulder joint. One more time. Now I'm gonna switch it off to my other hand for external. Exhale, rotate out and return. Keeping the wrists long, little space between my body and my arm. Elbow stays bent at 90 degrees. Couple more. Exhale, rotate and return. Last one. Going into twist. So starting rotated towards the pulley, my hands in front of my sternum, and I'm gonna rotate around and then return. Trying to keep the hips quiet, thinking about that upper back movement, that rib cage rotation. Two more. Exhale and inhale, rotate and return. Now moving into that teaser. So again, sliding forward, rolling back, bringing my legs up, breathing in, and then exhale, rotate and return. Again, trying to keep the legs quiet while I move through that upper back area. Couple more. Exhale and inhale. Last time. Exhale and inhale. Placing your legs down and then releasing the trainer fully. Moving back to some leg work. I've got both ankle cuffs back on, and I'm gonna grab the pulley that's closest to me, and I'm gonna attach it to the leg that's closest to the trainer. From here, we're gonna go into standing swimming. I'm gonna angle myself towards the pulley and come into a mini squat. There's gonna be a lot of work on that stabilizing leg, but I wanna keep my torso still, and I'm also working that back line. From here, extend the leg that's closest to the trainer, that's hooked to the rope. As you breathe out, you're gonna lift the leg and lift the opposite arm. So lift up and switch. Exhale, lift and switch. Again, a lot of work through that stabilizing leg, but you wanna keep the spine stable, keep reaching the arms and leg long, keeping that knee straight as you lift it up. Couple more, reach and switch, lift, one more. Place the foot down, bend the knee, and then stand tall. We're gonna go to the other side. Again, I'm gonna grab the rope and attach it to the ankle cuff that's closest to the Vasa Trainer, angling myself towards the pulley, coming into a little mini squat position, reaching my arms long, and I'm gonna extend the leg closest to the trainer. From here, as I lift my leg, I'm gonna lift the opposite arm and then switch. Again, keeping the spine long, keeping the stabilizing leg still. So there's a lot of work through my left leg as I'm moving my arms and legs up and down. Couple more, keeping that back knee straight, lifting from the hip. Pause. You're gonna bring the foot back and then stand tall. All right, last exercise. We're gonna be combining push-ups with planking. So we're gonna be moving to the other end of the Vasa Trainer. Our hands are gonna be on the ground and our feet are gonna be on the bench. So placing both hands down, put one foot on the bench seat and push it back. Stabilize through your core and shoulder girdle to place the other foot on. So now I'm in my solid plank position. I'm gonna inhale, bend my elbows. Exhale, press. Inhale, fold at the hips, come up to my pike, and then lengthen back to my plank. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, pike. Exhale, unfold. Push-ups are a great full body exercise. Piking helps with that flexibility, core strength, shoulder girdle strength and stability. 2 more. Inhale to bend. Exhale, press. Pike up. And release. One more time. Bend and press. Pike. And lengthen back to your plank. Place one foot on the ground. Slowly bring that bench seat in. And hop off. Thank you for joining me for this Pilates-inspired workout for swimmers on the Vasa Trainer. Thank you.